We add our inventive spirit to empower our customers to do more, to do better together. We use our knowledge and expertise to enhance our customers' business. Sometimes our contribution concentrates on a specific technical challenge, and sometimes we design entire systems that pave the way for a better future. But they always enable something bigger to happen. Over the course of 20 years, we have grown from our roots as a geospatial company in India to a global enabler in engineering, networks, and operational services.
Extremely motivated set of people, very passionate about what they do, very proud about what they do, and finally get tremendous amount of satisfaction in what they deliver to our customers. Cultures could be different from one country to the other country, but values will never change.
We also get to do project work in some of the remotest geographies or some of the more exotic countries that you've heard of.
Long-standing relationship that we develop with customers and also with associates, with investors and with community.
History is proof that many wars were fought for acquiring piece of land. It is to be noted, even today, there are many disputed parts of the land where both countries lay a claim on it and are spending huge resources in the process of claiming the right over it. The movies, Do Biga Zameen and Mother India are clear examples of how important is a piece of land in a person's life, especially in an agrarian country like India. Land is a primary economic resource of a nation. It is also a limited resource. The land use pattern of a country is an index of its development. Therefore, land is a measure of wealth, status, and power. It's not surprise that land administration has become, over the centuries, the most important facet of the public administration. As we go into the present-day conditions of land records, one has to live with the fact that these land records are very old, many times more than 80 years old in few states. As a result, the correct depiction of these land records to the present-day scenario is not possible with the available records. Having said that, we need to appreciate efforts of a few officers before and after independence who have tried to make rules to update the records on a regular basis. But to the utter dismay of everybody, the rules and regulations were limited to books, not implemented due to many reasons: political, technology drawbacks, lack of resources, availability of funds, and many more. In the recent past, technology has made giant strides, and it has become easy and more practical to update the land records on a time-bound mode. Leveraging on these technology advancements, Government of India has initiated a flagship program called National Land Records Modernization Program. This updating of land records is aimed at providing clear titles to the eligible individuals and also assesses the encroachment of government lands and reclaim them. With the advent of modern equipments like differential ground positioning systems or GPS, electronic total stations, auto levels, laser rangers, etc., the method of measurement has become easy. With the additional sources like satellite images or aerial photographs, the process of demarcation and measurement of land parcel has become very fast, that too with minimum resources. Important to mention here, the accuracy of records is precise with least error tolerance. The Resurvey of Gujarat. Gujarat is the first state to initiate the NLRMP program in a big way. They started with one district 5 years ago and are now implementing this program in the majority of districts in the state. What is Resurvey? It's a process where each and every individual land parcel of a village, apart from the village Abadi area, shall be measured and mapped for generating clear title as per ground scenario. Why resurvey? It is necessary as 25% of records are lost or they are in torn or dilapidated stage. Reflect the ground scenario due to changes because of mutation or change in ownership, division of land due to succession, amalgamation or merging of parcels due to various reasons, etc. More than 30 years have passed since the previous survey. Developments like canals, roads, construction of dams, land acquisition for development work have changed the ground reality. Identify encroachment on government or private lands. Uniformity of records at village, district and state levels. New records shall be long-lasting and will enable quick retrieval as and when required. Methods of survey. Among the various methods of resurvey adopted by NLRMP, like pure ground survey, hybrid survey using aerial satellite image, and updation of existing maps through digitization and image interpretation, Gujarat has chosen to go with pure ground survey using DGPS and ETS. The process. Gram Sabha is a pivotal starting point of the project, where the survey agency prepares the detailed timetable of organizing Gram Sabhas in each village and submits for SSLR department approval. Once approved, the timetable is shared with village panchayat, TBO, regional officers, Mamaldar, etc., who are the important officials pertaining to the village. The Gram Sabha is organized under the chairmanship of the Sarpanch, and the Talati acts as moderator. All efforts are made to make the villagers be present at the Gram Sabha through wide publicity, and others will also be present. In the Gram Sabha, the farmers are given a detailed explanation on why resurvey is done. What is the process? What are the benefits? And how the presence of the landowner is important at the time of resurvey. After all the queries are addressed by the officials, a tentative timetable indicating what parcels, survey numbers, will be measured in what date is submitted by the agency to the Sarpanch. The same is displayed at the Panchayat office, and according to the dates, the respective people will participate in the resurvey activity by making themselves present on that day at their land and show the boundaries of their land parcel. Prior to the survey, the existing data from the 712 records, which contain the ownership, land use and all other relevant data, is entered in Form A. According to the given timetable, the survey team visits the land parcel and measures the parcel boundaries as shown by the owner. As a mark of authentication that the measurement of land parcel is done as shown by the owner, and to his satisfaction, signature of the owner is recorded in the field register. Along with parcel boundaries, all other topographical features like wells, bores, trees, huts, buildings, poles, etc. are also collected using GPS, ETS, and proper codification is given for future identification. Also, with field measurement, additional info of the land parcel like area, land use, new plot number, etc. is entered in Form B. These records are prepared for all government and private lands. For all those parcels where the owners do not turn up during survey, parcels are measured with the help of village assistant to his best knowledge. The measurements done in the field are processed in the lab, and a draft land parcel map LPM is prepared for each land parcel. These LPMs are distributed to their respective landowners along with a notice by the department. The notice depicts that if you have any grievances, please report the same in respective Gram Panchayat within 2 weeks of the issue of notice. A person is placed in the village panchayat office with a grievance register, where landowners can register their complaints with brief note on the reason for their grievance. All these grievances shall be consolidated and a process called adjudication is taken up to clear these grievances. This process is taken care by SSLR department and supported by the agency, where all the people with complaints are called for a meeting. In this meeting, each case is heard and amicably resolved to the satisfaction of the owners. There will be some discrepancies in the new records as compared to the old ones. The reason being, the old records were created using cross-staff and chain methods, which had a more acceptable error percentage. As per the NLRMP guidelines, the landowners are explained to accept a divergence of 5% in areas as compared to old records. However, there would be some cases where a consensus cannot be arrived. To close the issue, or the owner may ask for resurveying his land parcel once again. All such cases would be considered for resurvey, and the same shall be intimated to the survey agency. As per the given details, once again, a tentative timetable is prepared to measure all such land parcels. And like earlier, here, the measurement is done as per the direction of SSLR officer, taking the landowner also into consideration. Survey data of these land parcels are processed in the lab, and once again, revised LPM is generated and distributed to the landowner, which will be to his satisfaction. In the process of adjudication, there would come many disputed land parcels on which cases are pending in court. All such cases are left aside and finalized as per court directions. A combination of Form A and Form B is prepared as Form C, which will contain the entire land data after adjudication, and this will be considered as final land data. Once all LPMs are accepted by the respective landowners in a village, these are merged together to prepare the village map. The new village map will have parcel numbers as per new terminology, and the topographic features are represented with designated symbols. Through SSLR department, these final records are submitted to Revenue Department for verification and acceptance. Once the records are verified and accepted by the Deputy Collector, the same are forwarded to the District Collector for his acceptance and promulgation. Once these records are promulgated, they will replace the old records, and from that day, all day-to-day revenue transactions are done on these new records. These records are archived for future reference whenever required. Also, there is a great need for updating these records regularly to keep them dynamic as per changing ground scenarios. As part of maintenance, agency shall support this activity for few years and later hand over the maintenance part to the SSLR Revenue Department after proper training to the concerned officers. In place of old record rooms, modern record rooms are developed with these new records. To minimize the space utilization, majority of the records are stored as soft copy, and whenever required, hard copy print is taken. Over 130 such record rooms are already operational in the state of Gujarat. As land records is a state subject, the way of preparation and maintenance of land records vary from state to state. But clearly, the resurvey project in Gujarat state shows that if any activity is done with proper preparation, planning, participation and perseverance, the mission would be accomplished with great success. Last but not the least, we are also actively participating in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, Punjab and Karnataka to update the land records and be a part of good governance in the country. So let us all, together, move on a new journey for the development of a beloved country, India.